past my girl. It's such a blessing, girl. But I'm for the rest of my life. A blessing, girl. A blessing, blessing. You're such a blessing, girl.
Hey guys, it's me, russhana.love, and I'm back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I installed this closure wig like a frontal and also did these crimps. Okay guys, so first things first, I'm gonna pluck the wig. My client did make this wig for herself, so I'm just gonna be doing like a closure wig install, frontal like. Now, you guys saw me spray some water at the beginning, and that was just to get all the hair to be laid down flat. Next, I'm taking my tweezer and I'm plucking the very front of the hairline. Now, you want to pluck the front because sometimes the very front of the hairline will be very thick and you do not want that, so you have to start with the very front. This step all depends on where you get the lace from, because sometimes the lace will come and the very front will be really thick, but you just have to go behind the front of the hairline and pluck behind that. So for this one, I did have to start from the front to get the very few hairs in the front to be thin and natural like. Next, I will part out the very front and start plucking from behind that. Now, you want to make sure that when you're plucking, you're not plucking one place for too long, because then you're gonna have bald spots. When you're plucking, you want to make sure and pluck as much hair out as possible without over plucking. Now this is hard because it's a thin line between plucked to the gauze and over plucked. You don't have to pluck out a lot of hairs for it to get a natural look, but sometimes I pluck a lot. But I don't over pluck, but I pluck out a lot of hairs because sometimes it has like too much hair on laces, so I like to go in and pluck a lot so that I can have the hair looking as laid as possible. But trust me, you do not have to pluck out a lot of hairs to get a natural install. So next, after I pluck out some hairs going backwards, I will go back forward and pluck the hairs that I parted out towards the front. I remember when I just started doing hair, and I used to watch YouTube tutorials of people bleaching knots on 613 hair. In my opinion, this is something that is not necessary and it does not have to be done, because the point of bleaching knots is to make the knots on a natural colored lace not black. So if it comes black, you will bleach it to get it to a kind of orangish color, what gives it a more natural effect. Now 613 knots does not come black, so why are people bleaching it? I don't know, but this is something that I don't do, and I save product by doing this. You don't have to do this either. Now I'm about to stop talking in a few for now, because when I pluck, it's really repetitive. All I will do is I will part out different sections after I feel like one section is plucked enough. So see, I'm plucking now. When I feel like this part is natural enough and I plucked out enough hairs, that's when I will just take the tweezer or a comb and part out more hair to go behind the part I was just plucking. Now the point of this is to get a laid look, because the hairs behind it will be thick, so you have to make sure that you pluck it going back to create a natural effect. Because when you have hair, you don't have a thin hairline, well, not thin, but you don't have a hairline and then it just gets thick. No, it has a gradient effect. So by doing this, I create a gradient effect, and you want to make sure that you're not plucking too much in one place. And I can't stress this enough, do not pluck in one place for too long, because you're gonna get bald spots. And be very careful to not be so rough to cut the lace or like pluck the lace, because then it will rip, especially if you have an HD lace. Oh my god, HD laces rip so easy. Like I feel like with HD lace, you could get like a few wears out of it. Longevity wise, it doesn't last as long as a Swiss lace or a transparent lace, because they're like so thin. So I'm gonna stop talking now and just let you guys watch me finish plucking the hair, and I'll be back to talk to you guys when I'm doing something different. Now that I'm finished plucking, it is time to go in and pluck the part, and she wants the middle part, so that's what I'm doing. I just parted it to the middle, sprayed some water, then combed it out to make sure that it's flat so that I can pluck the middle. When you're plucking parts on 613 laces, and especially if it's dyed a light color, it's hard to see if you're plucking the part straight or to see if you're over plucking the part. So just be wary and pay close attention to how wide you're plucking it. And even if you do go ahead and over pluck the part, there's a quick fix by just using some eyeshadow that matches the color that you dyed the hair to. And excuse my eyes, because I ordered some white eyeliner and it came and I was just playing the eyeliner. So I look crazy. I look like somebody from the Hunger Games, like them people to be having the crazy colored eyeliner. So now that I'm finished plucking the part, I was making a little TikTok. I'm taking a lot of body mousse to flatten it. Then I'm taking my hot comb and pressing it flat as well. Yeah, it was so flat. And this is one of the things that I taught myself. Like, a lot of stuff I taught myself, because it's like, yo, if I put mousse and I put the hot comb, what would happen? So when I tried it, it made a little sizzling noise, but it's okay, don't mind the sizzling, because once you're done, it's gonna be done flat. And if you're doing this on like an actual head or your head, you gotta be careful not to burn yourself. But I prefer to do this on the dome head because they can't feel nothing, so I get it as flat as I need to, and I press the hot comb as close to the surface as I need to, well, as close to the lace as I need to get it flat. Now what I'm doing is I'm parting out some hairs for the baby hair. After the baby hair is parted out, I'm going to go in with my hot comb once again to make it even more flat. So I did have videos of when I first started crimping, but I don't want the videos to be extremely long, so I skipped those videos. Now, in order to get the crimps, what I did was I sprayed some Pump It Up spritz on a section, and then I'm taking my bedhead crimper, and what you do is, well, you don't want it to be too big, that's why I parted up piece. What you do is you take it and you rest it on the top part for like 5 seconds, and then you will put the crimper right in the ridge of the bottom of the last crimp for another 5 seconds, and that's how you do crimps. It's super easy. The only thing is that it takes super long because you have to really leave it on there on each section for like 5 seconds. So multiply 5 seconds by like at least 60 sections. That's like a long time. I'm not gonna get into math because we're not gonna do that, but it's a long time. So it takes me like an hour or so to do crimps, and I'm gonna just show you guys it one more time slow, and I'm gonna speed the rest of it up because again, I don't want the video to be extremely long, and I still have to do the video of me installing. So yeah, so let me know that I'm using the bedhead tight wave and go crimper. I'm gonna have it in the description box down below. I'm not sure the exact same name, but it's gonna be in the description box down below. So I got this because I had the bedhead deep waver first, but the crimps were too big. And what I like about this crimper is the fact that you can adjust how big you want the waves to be. And right now I'm using it on the smallest setting so that I can have it to be little tight waves. I didn't get a video of me cutting the baby hairs, but now that I'm done with the crimps, I'm taking my Lotta Body mousse to form the baby hairs, and I'm just swooping and doing the baby hairs. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just swooping and getting it how I would like it to be. Okay, so now this is the day of install. I'm doing the ball cap first, and I took some foundation that matched her skin closely, and I've spread it along the cap. Next, I'm taking some Bold Hold Active and spreading that out to make it stick down. Then I'm going to take some needle and thread and sew around the ball cap, and I'm just doing enough that is big enough for the size of the closure. If it was a frontal, I would have left the whole thing on, but since it's a closure, I can sew it around and cut off the rest of it. Next, I'm going to take my scissors and, self-explanatory, cut it. Let me stop. So yeah, cut around it, and I'm going to cut it as much as I can. Next, once the wig is on, it's time to start applying the glue. Bold Hold Active, 3 layers as per usual. Spread it all out. Wait till the first layer is dry to do the next layer. Okay. And I get a question. When I get the question, what do I do to the back of my wigs a lot? Sometimes I'll leave it, but if the client would like to, then I will sew it down. It's all about client preference, but you do not have to cut the back of it off. You do not have to sew the back of it off. You do not have to sew the back of it down if you do not want to. It does not matter. The wig will stay on. The back does not affect anything. Okay. Whew. That question is like so popular, but I don't understand why. It's just like, just leave the back of the wig alone. Leave it alone. You don't have to do anything to it. It's only if you want to, then you can sew it down. If not, then leave it. Simple. Now that the 3 layers is down, it's time to glue that bad boy on, and I'm just gonna put it a little forward and press it down into the glue. The foundation I added to the closure was a little bit too light for it. I definitely have to get some darker foundations for my darker clients. So I'm taking some contour that I have and putting that on the lace. It's not contour, it's concealer, but I use it as a contour. It's a good thing I do makeup because I'll be having all colors no matter what, but I definitely have to get some darker foundation to suit my darker clients because dark skin girls need love too, period. But yeah, so once that's done, what I'll do is I'm going to cut the lace off. This is not the initial cut off, I just cut that off to get a little bit shorter, and then I'm going to take some Got2b glue spray and spray that on the lace. And then I'm going to tie it down for a little bit, let it melt some more before I cut the lace all the way off. I know someone may ask, and what I'm tying the hair down with is elastic band, and this is what you use to make wigs. So if you want to buy one of these, all you have to do is you'll ask like the beauty supply store person where are the elastic bands for wigs, and you will be able to get it. So I could have swore I recorded the part where, I don't know what she's doing right now, but I could have swore I recorded the part where I did the baby hairs, but I didn't, and if I did, I can't find the content, and I'm so mad right now. But nevertheless, I just did the same exact thing with the moves that I did when it was on the mannequin head, which I showed you guys earlier. I'm gonna put a little clip at it at the bottom. I did that exact same thing while it's on her head, but right now what I'm doing, I'm just combing out the crimps a little bit to make it look a little fuller. Next, I'm going to just take some got some glue spray and spray it at the top, go back over it with the crimper just to flatten out a little bit. I'm basically finished, but I'm just adding a few final touches, like, you know, crimping the front over a little bit to just give it a more defined look. Now it is time to remove that the strip, and I'm just gonna comb out the baby a little bit and razor them down, and basically I'm all done. I do go in with some got glue spray and just rub it over the top of the baby hairs to make it a little bit harder so that it can stay in place longer. So this is the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.